Gergin Chözin Kansım Çuji Geror Seçin Yanji Ter Tanla Katına Sangi Lela Malun Rovi Tanjinin Vemedon Hudahu Dugana Javji Ban Marazı Gönço Ana Tanji Kambala Dan Deva Jani Dacha Ganga tu zi nir zong ni ta tam je de rong yu shir tam bi chun na song za bi ko dam de la shang za lo yar song za jir bi to na ma lu tar ja ja brang ni to na tar tu an kur lo ta mi ai de shan yang o tang ki jar su shan ba da na sa sa ma pa hua to me Harji ton mir ngurtan erton dan ten jon za mor jashin rikwi ton kwi ba kyan ten jan khura yan dan pa kwa la do la so pon ngur je la mar de stichin nyan ji ma yo sam dan dor ji nan jer ji on sam ta kwi ta je ngon de The Dilan Yang Sarang La Ju Tu Jiba Nam La Aswan the Kaserva only Drabi La Tu Sam Sangi Ganji Chenli Ma Ngorjan Yarji Shani Nirja Imji Abra Nam La Aswan Chöksum Dungara Echenra Cheji Imjem Nyasume Hong Jivara Jala Simchen Don La Amnyarda Danshe Na Tamba Namji Numta Sarda So Kanjik Sen Chor Ravalani Mandara Dan La Dan La Ji Norjana Dan Tanga Norvi Oji Mamba Senza Sao Nibi Namakayan Kanjik La Khorji Rorjan Rikwan Zambi Namakayan Ba Yedga Tamshe Tarwa Dambi Gorjera Tabi Sonya Nevshan Andarashak Kandar Shojir Tonga Jikten Nader Shalhamara Jerwakam Satavatanдар Atambi Chuji Chanbeji Nyambarando Ba Tamjan Darashak Hayırkadan aladan ojene katırım dağdan mayıkanımdan Ruha kinci darkı cezambar Tamçı kadı çünü tücerci Hello everybody. So today we're going to start brief the teaching of the Dara. So firstly, no matter what kind of Buddha or Bodhisattva we're talking about, always think about true truth, just remembering true truth, the most important. Even we thinking anything, even a person or your Dharma friends or your teacher or a normal person or anybody, when you're thinking about or you're dealing with, always try to remember, have the true truth, which means the absolute reality is everybody as a Buddha. The only difference is what appears for you and what appears a few sentient beings different, but but the absolute reality, everybody is same. So that's really important to remember always. So that is the really key to make our path is connect with enlightenment. Okay. So key means don't think of only one key, but this is one of the key. Okay. So let's say when we're talking about Tara, firstly, you should we consider that the absolute Tara is our own Buddha nature. And no differences from any Buddha. Think of that first. And then Tara is any differences from the Kalachakra, then think, no, the absolute level, Kalachakra and Tara are the same, no differences. No one another. Think of that. Then think about a little bit different level. Let's say the first one is Dharmakaya level and no differences. And think about the Sambhogakaya level, Kalachakra and Tara is differences. Then, yes, differences. So what are the differences? In the Kalachakra mandala, Kalachakra union with Vishvamata, a middle of the mandala, and then 6 Buddhas around of the Kalachakra mandala. Each one has union with so let's say Amitabha, one of them, and then Tara is one of the union with Amitabha. So think that. In that level, okay, there is some differences, but still is the part of the Kalachakra mandala. Think of that. These things is the key important. Otherwise, when we're talking about Tara, becomes like a sentient being to you, you know. So it's not just sentient being or not just a bodhisattva. There is many levels you can understand. So then we should think about why have too many different levels. Why too many different levels? Because ascension beings are limitation. Or you can say skillful means. What the skillful means because according to ascension means limit. Buddhas or bodhisattvas have to appear at different ways. Okay, then think about why we don't do that. Because we have our own limitation. But still we try to do this all the time. You are a different appear for your important guest or important customer or your own family. Within your own family, you try to appear different with your very small children or teenage children and your adult children. You appear differently. Don't you think? You try and always with reason. So think about that. That's become much more skillful and much more have capacity. Then you have to think about that Buddhas, Bodhisattvas like that. In that way, our mind is not always too fixed. In that way, our mind have some room. We don't have huge rooms as Bodhisattvas and Buddhas had, but a little bit bigger room. So we have a little bit bigger room means our mind has less neurosis, a little bit flexible. A little bit flexible means becomes a little bit more skillful. That's why important. Okay, I hope you understand that. And that is the most important. Always have some flexibility. That's why remembering and the true truth. True truth is only one example, but if you go further, then three natures. And then even you can go furthermore, many levels. You can think of millions levels, but forget about millions levels, but just minimum level, true truth, 2 levels. Okay, if you can go more further than 3 natures, think of this. 3 natures, probably I don't explain today, maybe too confused for some people. So live here. We are satisfied with true truth. If there is you are new people and don't know what is true truth, it is simple. True truth means you also have true truth. You have the like deep, something deep in your heart, emotionally, intellectually, whatever, you have something, philosophy, deep in your heart, but you not appear like that all the way, everybody. Let's say you have incredible deep faith in Islam or whatever, but you don't show that all the time with your customers, with your colleagues, You not show everywhere. That is your true truth, a simple way. But then this is not the absolute truth. So think that way. So then we have to understand why Tara is important, more important for us. Or why so important for in this lineage? Or why so important in this time? When I say us, I'm talking about the human beings on this earth, the followers of Buddha Shakyamuni. Okay? These things we have to try understand a little bit. So now, how Tara become enlightened from a normal person like us? We begin that story. So when we're talking about that story, we're not talking about a few like billion years. We're talking about trillions of eons, not years, okay? Just remember that. So in the text, sometimes say, oh, this much of eons, let's say 100 million, 1,000 eons ago. This thing's not so important, the exact the number, okay? If somebody have good memory, you know, remember exact the number in the text, that is good thing, but you don't have to. But the more important, we're talking about eons, billions eons or trillions eons, we talk about that. That's very important, have to remember. How many billion, trillion, not important, okay? Let's say trillions eons ago, there is one king has a princess. That princess name is Yeshi Dawa. Okay, Yeshi Dawa. That time, the human beings, the life is incredible long, not like us, only 100 years maximum die, okay? Think about trillions of years, not eons, okay? Trillions of years, one lifespan, okay? That time, Yeshidawa, let's say, incredible faith to the three jewels, an incredible like generosity, like offerings. So she did many hundreds, thousands years, she did offerings to the three jewels, especially the sanghas, the monks, nuns, practitioners. She did offering incredible. And then they imagined how she is incredible and how long incredible. So then some of them suggest, oh, Yeshidawa, your merit is incredible. So if you dedicate, become a male, it would be immediately, she doesn't have to die immediately, could be turns a very powerful male. So maybe you can benefit more sentient beings. And then she replied, no. She replied something more deeper. First, she said, what are you talking about? There is no such thing, separation of male and female. So she replied that way. So that means for her, a deep understanding, the male and a female is only outside appearance, not the inside reality, which means the true feminine and the masculine only some levels are difference, but in depth level, they always have to be combined together. There is no such thing, absolutely male and absolute female. So she replied that, that's one level. So the limited people's view, she replied for that. Then also she replied another level. She said, I will never become a male. The one of the level of the male, female, that level I will never become. I never want to become this. Why? There is so many male figures already special, appears special, and treat as special. But there is such little female figures appears incredible and benefits such beings so little. So we have to understand this when she said this, that probably not universally, but that time the people, what they know the world, and that level, probably not much female or at all figures of enlightened or incredible benefits. So that's why she replied for them. But we can understand in our mind, we don't have to understand the male-dominate world all the time universally. Probably not that way. But in that story, in that world, and that people's level, yes. So that's why she said that. But also, we can understand even another level, in this time, for us in this world, and Tara is incredibly important for us. Extra important for us. Why? We have the only prophesize our world how liberated from the bad world, the bad influence into the golden age. Only Kalachakra practice. Remember? So Tara is the one part of the Kalachakra mandala. So that means even somebody cannot understand fully Kalachakra mandala, but if somebody focus on the part of the Kalachakra mandala deity as a Tara, is still connected, which means somebody received a Kalachakra empowerment, but have limitation of capacity, practice all Kalachakra Tantra, but some reason, a little bit practice Tara is a little bit more simple and more easier, so that's why I'm doing. You are still connected with the Kalachakra Tantra, and you are still connected the prophesies of part of golden age, and you are still connected with Shambhala influence in this world, or you are individually reborn and a Shambhala, all of them connected. In that level, for us in this world, people, human beings, I think important to have practice Tara, and knowing the Tara, what it is. Another level, the importance is the Tara is a feminine enlightened quality. So I have to tell you how she become that. So I'm talking about it before. How she refused not become male forever, not just one lifetime. Forever she refused to become a male figure. So that is, you have to think about incredible confidence and the pride to be female, doesn't have to be male. That's very, very special, unbelievable. So, leading by this confidence, when we're talking about confidence, we're not talking about, like samsara qualities. We're talking about bodhicitta. Bodhicitta quality. Bodhicitta is a confidence to liberate sentient beings. Not easy to have everybody have that. Even we don't have a small project, we don't have confidence. So think about that. People very easily lose how to say, lose the confidence once it shows very difficult to practice bodhicitta. Bodhicitta and compassion is something to do with strength and confidence, you know. So Tara, leading this confidence, continue to practice. Then, let's say, first she's Yeshidawa, that time, hundreds, millions years she offering, practice, everything. And then another eon time, another Buddha time. That time she practiced patience and tolerance, and she liberated so many sentient beings with patience and tolerance. So liberate, then everybody call him Tara. Tara in Tibetan we call Dolma. Dol means liberate. Ma is like the female name, you know, female. So the liberator, why they call liberator? Because she liberated so many sentient beings. That liberation, we're not talking about Buddhahood, okay? But let's say you are liberated from any fear, your fear, somebody liberated from fear, somebody liberated have no pride, somebody liberated for no confidence, huh? Somebody have liberated from no, let's say, no kindness, whatever. She liberates whatever they need with incredible patience and tolerance. That's why they call her a Dolma, liberator. Okay. And then another time, then she want become, or she want to liberate all sentient beings forever, the ultimate liberation. So then, ultimate liberation, but in particularly, she want protect on the way so many people's the difficulties and obstacles. That's why she achieved a special samadhi for that liberation. So that is the like dangerous. We have dangerous with enemy, dangerous with wild animal, dangerous with punishment, whatever. There is a core 8 or 16, poison and many things, those you can, maybe someone, Julie or somebody can teach you later on one by one, if you don't know them. So I'm not go to details of that. But this all she, particularly she product all of them, and also they become very fast, not just slowly. There is, each one have stories. How did it become? All of them very fast. That's why the one of the Tara name called Nirma Huamo. So Nirma means very fast, swift, and then Huamo means the heroines. Okay. Yeah. So that's why, and she become enlightened. But then sometimes you may be confused. Another story, there's, I'm not telling the all stories now, but I make sure you not confuse the stories. Maybe you sometimes see here difference. So another story called Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara, he liberated so many sentient beings, and then there is a story, like a little bit like fairy tale story. So which means Avalokiteshvara, he liberated all sentient beings. And then he thought no left of sentient beings in samsara. But then he realized more sentient beings even there. And they become even more worse, their afflictions, everything, more gross. And then he incredible sad and cry. So then his tears become like a big, huge lake. And then from the lake, grow like a lotus with 21 petals. And from those 21 petals, 21 taras appear and say, Avalokiteshvara, please don't cry, we will help you, or liberate all sentient beings, or something like that. So one way is that like a fairy tale story, like a logical way, Avalokiteshvara, who able to liberate innumerable sentient beings, that kind of confidence, bodhicitta person cannot cry, impossible, not emotional. But before I said you, who people don't understand the more profound, only understand, oh, compassionate person cry, and that level makes sense. So bodhisattvas have many stories, some kind of fairy tale stories also are beneficial. And that level in this story is Tara is tales of the Avalokiteshvara. But if you think that way, oh, she isn't only tears of the, Avalokiteshvara, and then don't know the rest of the story, then it's no good. You have to understand this is only one level of the story for particularly sentient beings to benefit. Then is no contradict. Okay. So you can understand in the Tara is, let's say, in one level, Tara is the emanation of the Avalokiteshvara. That's why it looks like come from his tails, okay? So this is, another story. So there is another story also I heard. Something come from Amitabha and like these things. The most important, the all stories, as I said from the beginning, are different appearances. We try to appear different to your customer and or your family or your friends or stranger. It's like that. It's still you, always just you, but you try to appear different. So bodhisattvas, Buddhas can be much better than us. That's why. Okay? So if you understand that, then is no contradiction. But the most important, this feminine quality, this enlightened feminine quality, it looks like very important in this time. Why? Because in our history, in this small world, our history, we has been incredible male-dominate history. In the religious level, always the religious figures are male. Some of them did good things, some they did bad things, but all of them male. And the samsaric politic levels, of course, all figures are they male figure. Most of them, they did very bad, incredible bad things. I still continue doing. So, and we have a little bit, some levels, our world a little bit become better, not completely barbarian, a little bit civilization. Same time, the female figures is a little bit a rise. And especially on the spiritual level, we have more female figures. So that, in my interpretation, in the future, we have more loving and kinder Mother Nature, nurturing each other and nurturing the earth, nurturing the world, humanity. I see that indication of that. So these indications are what I see in my interpretation are feet in a golden age, which means we has been a male domination. The world made a little bit progress, some levels, but some levels are so bad. So since females have a little bit more say and more to do, both in spiritual and the politics, never didn't made any bad at all, made a little bit good. So that's why. So we understand in the Tara's quality, and if we understand the feminine quality, how important nurturing our humanity and nurturing the world, the earth, I think powerful and beneficial. In that case, even you not fully understand the whole mandala of Kalachakra, but you study and practice, try to understand in Tara, feminine quality, beneficial. So that's the one of my reason to try to teach Tara a little bit more. And then the other reason, I think that sometimes the world have, sometimes come to the spiritual practice. People have a very limited understanding, contradiction of wealth and spiritual, That means usually people only understanding Dharma practice means no attachment. No attachment means no wealth, not accumulate wealth. But that is only half correct, less than half correct. Why is it half correct? Yes, we don't have extreme of attachment. That's really important. Yes, we cannot cling in on everything. We cannot let go anything. This is definitely bad. But also, we have to have some attraction. If there is zero attraction means zero function. Think about the whole world functions, how scientific level, how the particles are function. They need repelling and attraction all the time, a balance. That's where the world functions. That's where it's all matters are function. That's where our body is function.
And so our life also have to have some pleasure and some attraction, not zero. Otherwise, why you have, like, why you have favorite food? Why you go shopping? So many things. The most important Dharma practice is not you get rid of completely anything. You making an incredible, suitable balance. Dharma practice means you have to think about or anything unbalanced, you balancing. Balance is always beneficial. Unbalanced means extreme. That's what we have to understand. Especially if you prefer not party moksha only, if you not practicing, if you want to practice only party moksha way, which means self-liberation way, don't care sentient beings, don't care earth, only yourself want to liberate. If you want to practice this way, yes, then you can emphasize a little bit unbalanced. But to me, that kind of practice, maybe one day you liberate maybe yourself. But it's a little bit doubt, like. But if you prefer a like loving and kind, caring, understanding others, and work together, harmonious way, if you prefer this way, but I believe everybody prefer that way. Do you prefer harmonious with your family, your friends, at least your colleagues, and work that way, or you prefer yourself? 100% isolated, nothing to do with other people. Which one you prefer? I believe a human nature, everybody need harmonious. But of course, our challenge always the selfish comes. So you cannot get along each other. You cannot get along each other means you don't see the both vision. You don't see both vision. So in that way, if you prefer harmonious way, balanced way, still your life is not incredible depressing, you have some enjoyment, or you have some tools, then is wealth. Wealth is the not important. I mean, get rid of wealth is not important. We need some wealth for use a good purpose, for your freedom, for your alliance. It's not saying, oh, wealth is the only important. That's the number one, not saying that. But to understanding how we get better to use. All problems come from attachment, extreme, and limit understand and then you use your wealth bad way and selfish way, is not the wealth is the problem, is how we use is the problem. So that's why if you need wealth, then Tara, one of the story, many of the stories, Tara, you can learn later. Anybody prayers, Tara, liberate from the property as well. Okay? Why? Because she's Mother Nature. Mother Nature means like Earth. Earth generates everything for us. That's Mother Nature. Mother gave you everything when you are a child. Whatever she got, number one, she take care of the child, not herself. So try to understand that enlightened level of the Mother Nature. Our earth need this. Do we need, humanity need this? An individual, do you need this? I believe we all absolutely need it. The whole world need wealth, prosperity, or they need property. Are you individual person? What need? Which one? Think of that. And then at the same time, remember, Dharma practice means, one of the Dharma practice means how to I use all my wealth skillfully. Generosity means is skillful. It doesn't mean everything you had, you have to give away and you own nothing without thinking. It doesn't mean that generosity means. You are well skillful. Skillful means you know how to take the opportunity when you take the opportunity so well with your wealth. So think about that. So that also something to do with Tara. Okay. Okay. So any time left?
Well, we're definitely been an hour and a half, so not much from here. But if
okay, I want to say you this Dolma, the lineage. This Tara, usually we chant everybody knows the 21 chant. I chanted the first one. That one is come from Buddha. Okay. So also maybe you confuse. Somewhere said Buddha Varachana taught that. Okay. But also somewhere said Buddha Shakyamuni taught that. Okay. So that means it's not contradiction. Okay, not contradiction. Is if one Buddha taught that, then cannot talk other Buddha. It's not like this. Okay. There's a saying in Manjushri's names, as say, Zokpi Sangi Namki Son, Yanta Son Kirla, Maopan Son Kirla, or something like that. So in the past Buddhas talk this Buddha nature, for instance, Buddha nature, or the past Buddhas talk, and then present Buddhas talk that, and future Buddhas talk that, and again. So that's not contradiction. But that's in the sutra, okay? That's in the sutra come from Buddha Shakyamuni. But regionally you can say Buddha Avarachana taught, but also Buddha Shakyamuni taught. That obviously, but and other Buddhas also possibly taught. So that's not a contradiction. So try to understand this. I'm just talking anything. You could be confused, or you could be very fixed one way, and then something contradiction. That's why I'm telling you. Okay, that's one thing. Second, the lineage of the Tara. The Tara is in Tibetan Buddhism, every single tradition practice this. Or the lineage is not contradiction, okay? Lineage is always like tree, or same root, and then come from everywhere. Then go from everywhere, grows everywhere like branches. So then one of branch is not the other branch, you can say that, but the still root is the same. So in Tibet, I think the mostly lineage is only two. Only two is Atisha and Taranatha. Okay? But the mainly that, okay? Not say never existed any other, but mainly and the mostly from these two lineages. Even that, the most of lineage come from Taranatha. Okay? So just remember that. And we are talking about on the Taranatha lineage. But they not contradict with Adisha lineage or other lineage, okay? So why is it Taranatha? Because Taranatha is the most elaborate teachings on Taranatha. Tara is the Taranatha, nobody else in Tibet. So Taranatha is always like this. Most of teachings he do that. Anybody not elaborate things, Taranatha do it. Okay? So remember that. So we are from that lineage. Especially later on in the 20th century. 21st century actually. 21st century. Or no, 20th century, yes. 20th century, that Lama Lutak. So one of my Lama Yundanzang, his Lama is Lama Lutak. He has a lot of that Tara liberation. Probably he's definitely one of the most Tara teaching. He could be the number one, but if it's not, he's definitely one of the most of Tara teaching. So the Dormi Kazuk we did this year is mostly come from him. And then some of them, one of my Lama Yundanzang, come from him. Okay. So, yeah, so this short Tara mostly come from Lama Lutak, okay? Lama Lutak, of course, he has Taranatha's lineage, but also he composed himself. That's, you can say is like Dharma, but not Dharma from like rock or, somewhere in the earth. Is come from the mind Dharma, okay? So that, just remember that. Anything else? Any questions?
We don't have any yet.
Okay, that's good. And then you're going to practice, and then if I think it's something I forgot to important to tell you, or if you guys have so many questions or doubts like that, then we see, maybe I will see you again, and we try do some talk or some question answer or whatever. I will try, but that is Maybe not necessary. We will see both sides, your side and my side. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, then we can dedicate.
Okay. I'm sharing the link for the Rimé dedication prayers. So if you take a moment to open them up. And you can look at the top. They have all of the different languages.
Oben gucken.
Wait,
Okay, alle.
1 second. It looks like one of our
Das ist Frau.
translators has lost her channel. 1 second.
Eine Sekunde.
Yvonne, 1 second. You've lost your translation channel. I'm trying to resume it. Okay. 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 And so now we're all set. Thank you for waiting, Rinpoche. By all these virtuous deeds of accumulated merit, may all beings be rescued from the ocean of samsara, where the tide of aging, sickness, and death is violently active. May this merit help all beings attain Buddhahood and be victorious of all the enemies of deceptive obscurations. By the goodness of what I have just done, may all beings complete the accumulation of merit and wisdom and gain the two sacred bodies. Whatever roots of virtue have been accumulated, now or throughout the 3 times, I dedicate them here so that all mother-like beings may attain perfect and complete Buddhahood. Just like the exalted ones Manjushri and Samantabhadra practiced, like them, I rejoice in all the virtues still to come and fully dedicate them as well. In future lives, may I never be separated from my glorious Lama. May I never be separated from the joy of practicing this precious Dharma. May I accomplish all the enlightened Bhumi levels and paths and attain the Buddhahood of Vajradhara. As long as space remains, as long as beings exist, may I remain and expel their sorrows until they reach Buddhahood. May the precious renunciation arise which has not yet arisen, and may that which has already arisen not degenerate, may it increase. May the precious ethical discipline arise which has not yet arisen, and may that which has already arisen not degenerate, may it increase. May the precious bodhicitta arise which has not yet arisen, and may that which has already arisen not degenerate, may it increase. May the precious view of emptiness arise which has not yet arisen, and may that which has already arisen not degenerate, may it increase. May the precious Dharma be respected and remain in this world. The only medicine and cure for suffering, the source of all happiness, is the sacred Dharma. By the power of the 3 bodies of the Buddhas, the immutable truth of the Dharma, by the power of the inseparable union of the Sangha, may all our wishes be fulfilled. Just like the morning sun rising in the sky, may these teachings of the unsurpassable great secret of all the Buddhas spread and flourish throughout this world. Through the profound aspirations of the Bodhisattva kings of Shambhala, may we manifest the glory of the second golden age in this world. May all of us Dharma brothers and sisters come to enjoy the good fortune of our courage and commitment. Om Svasti, Dharmakaya truth body, primordially free from stains of elaboration, inconceivable treasure, spontaneous clear light, perfect pristine awareness of wisdom and compassion, appearing completely as the body of the deity Guru Kalachakra, please protect us. Virtuous friend who with the 2 dharmas transmits an ocean of nectar, the compassionate blessings of Manjushri and all the victor's children, that manifest as a magical display of enlightened activities. Beloved guide of incomparable wisdom, may you live a long and healthy life. Endowed with Samaya, Vajra disciples gather like clouds. Roaring like thunder, the melodious sounds of Sutra and Tantra ring out, and the ambrosial rain that ripens and liberates moistens the earth. May the great lotus garden of the Buddhist teachings flourish for all time.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy practice.